Land is an essential factor of production world over. Humans, plants and animals need land for their survival. Land utilization ranges from settlement, cultivation and industrial production to commercial transactions. It is against this backdrop that the 1995 Constitution provided for land equity for all persons. This is guaranteed within two parallel land administration systems, namely traditional system, which is governed by customs and norms of given communities, and the centralized statutory system governed by written laws. However, the existence of the constitutional provisions and land laws has not secured most Ugandans' land rights in totality, as well as land justice. This is attributed to numerous factors like cultural, socio-economic, geographic, and political dynamics. Karamoja sub-region is known for cattle keeping and rustling, but since government embarked on disarmament exercise, the Karamojongs have since embarked on cultivation as an alternative source of livelihood. This saw hoes replacing guns here.
Land was not so much not valued by the Karamojongs. Land was looked at something that had no value. Our people so much by then cherished the animals. Land was communally owned. But today I would like to actually inform you that land has also become individualistic.
The region has chronically experienced absence of formal judicial structures, leaving conflict resolution at the mercy of the informal system.
Where some of those institutions are at play, not everybody trusts the outcome of it. Because by mere fact that people even don't have backup documents for owning land, but they say those who have access can take advantage of those who don't have advantage. So there is that challenge of creating an understanding of trust in some of those institutions, especially the court system.
This complicated access to land justice in Karamoja, where custodians of informal justice personalized communal land. Charles Anyakun, a Karamojong and former district planner for Napak, has acquired over 500 acres of land in Karokuruk village, Lorengechora sub-county. Anyakun, who now has ownership of the community land, claims he's going to use it for commercial farming.
I have to start my work tomorrow because I've already been worked hard to get a tractor to come and at least plow some 50 acres.
A meeting was convened whenever the community regained their land, but with little success. While Anyakun claims the land was given to him by the elders who had custody on behalf of the community, the majority of the community members say the area is the only fertile land left for them to cultivate. Lile Rose Luomoi is a resident of Kotilo district and a single mother of 6. She bought 1.5 acres of land in 2006, but 6 years later, her land was invaded by encroachers, much to her surprise. The encroachers fenced off a portion of her land. She is finding it difficult to seek legal redress. Her biggest challenge at the moment is the payment of raising the money required to file a case in court. Because she lives a basic life of hand to mouth and therefore not able to meet the court fees, she didn't even bother asking how much the cost was required filing the case would cost her.
Naena dayo oyo police oyo nangamba nti bagalashi koti yinzo kwetaaga sente okugulawo case mu gundi ku koti nange safuna sente.
Luomoi was referred to Uganda Land Alliance by a partner organization in Kotido, and investigations into her matter are underway. Such challenges prevent many from seeking land justice in the courts, and they resort to the traditional system.
What works better for the people is to actually ensure that these things are done at home, locally.
The situation is not any different in northern Uganda. According to authorities in the region, 80% of the cases recorded by police are land-related. This is attributed to the 2 decades of insurgency which confined people in internally displaced people's camps. What is more worrying to leaders is the fact that communities employ jungalows, which was common during camp days.
They don't respect the law. And 2, the courts are very far. So they come here, like a court here sits twice or once in a week. And the High Court is in Uguru.
Somebody, because of a land dispute, actually, I could say, brings up an allegation of a criminal nature to incriminate the person with whom he or she has got a land dispute with. And this way they do it with the intention of keeping that other person in the dock so that they can enjoy the land.
Land in northern Uganda is communally owned and initially had no commercial value attached to it. By then, arbitration was easily administered by chiefs.
I will call even the youth will be there, because when you want to finish everything in normal way, let elder be there, let youth be there, let women be there. You put them together. After discussing that thing, when they finish that matter, you will get, there will be no problem.
In Amuru district, this senior citizen, Monu Dennis, a father of 13 children and husband to 2, lost his farming land in Alikabedo Ding village in Amuru sub-county to a wife of a prominent army officer. The land in question, approximately 500 acres. When Monu tried to seek justice, he was instead jailed. Monu is now housed by a Good Samaritan in Tworangu village, Amuru sub-county. He is crippled by cancer and cannot stop worrying for the future of his children. Mono represents hundreds of Ugandans yearning to access land justice, but are hindered. Even other sub-regions, like the Central that had land titles as guarantee for land ownership, are no longer safe. Fraudsters have infiltrated the titling process, creating doubt over the rightful land titles holders.
Their land regulation is 2004, which I don't think most people in this country have ever heard about. But they're the ones who could make provision for issuing certificates of occupancy to somebody who is a tenant by occupancy. They even laid down the process through which somebody passes to obtain a certificate of occupancy. Now, when somebody has acquired a certificate of occupancy, he gets registered by a recorder, again under the Land Act. And the recorder is supposed to be a sub-county chief in every area. But that machinery has never been put in place.
Since land conflicts are widespread in the country, land-related cases are high on the list of court cases, not to mention the many that never reach the courts. This has caused a case blocking and delays in dispensing justice. Yet justice delayed is justice denied.
The solution is in recruiting more people, using new methods of technology to solve, to speed up trials, and using new innovations in order to try to cope with the numbers.
Some Ugandans blame this delay to limited human resource and lack of institutional capacity. Others believe it is lack of seriousness on the part of the judiciary.
We are few, very few. And at times logistics. Maybe the district may be having one vehicle. Okay. Now you have to find out which is the most important. People are fighting in Inyendo, they are killing one another.
Do you go to investigate land or you go to rescue people's lives?
We lack seriousness in managing cases. And then you are at times you find that now a judge or a magistrate is not present or is lazy. He just comes and then mentions cases.
There is public outcry over corruption reported in the judicial system. Many poor people in the countryside have taken it as a matter of fact that justice is for the rich, simply because of the legal fees involved on top of the alleged corruption in the judiciary and the police. Legally, judges are mandated to visit a disputed piece of land before pronouncing judgment, but this is not the case, leaving doubts on the final verdict.
Many of these areas or land in dispute are in rural areas. At times they are not easily accessible.
It be very important for the court people to move to the side where there's conflict to see, because the best people to tell the details and the reality of the land are those neighbors.
Gross abuse and violation of public offices has often resulted into denial of land justice to the rightful owners. The officers take advantage of the high level of neither illiteracy to the manipulated aggrieved parties, since they can neither read nor write. What then needs to be done to deliver quick and timely justice?
They'll put in place new districts. I would suppose that each of these districts should be having what? A judicial officer, well staffed with the required, the facilities should be in place.
To solve the land conflicts in this country, government needs to establish one tenure system, and that's registered land. Make sure that every citizen, every land in Uganda has a registration.
The quest for justice in Uganda has been quite a challenge, especially in terms of land, in that the structures are not clear, the systems are not clear, the processes are not clear, and there seems to be no clear direction of how we should resolve the whole land justice question in the country. We know right now that over 70% of cases that go to court are land related. Over 90% of court cases in the criminal division will be land related, have a genesis on land. And in the High Court division in Kampala alone, there are about 6,000 cases filed. So the purpose of this documentary is to capture views of both citizens and also the judicial officers and those who serve to deliver justice as to what is the challenge they are facing. Why aren't we able to ensure that the one resource to which all the citizens of this country solely depend, and that is land, is creating a problem?